This study is a part of the project Strengthen National Climate Policy Implementation, Comparative Empirical Learning and Creating Linkage to Climate Finance, which aims to develop studies that contribute to implementation of the Nationally Determined Contributions, NDCs, in Brazil, Germany, India, Indonesia and South Africa. Each year, the project consortium will produce an international study on a topic of common interest that is relevant to the interface between climate finance and policies. In the second year, the international study investigated how international partners can contribute to climate policy processes in emerging markets, thereby facilitating the channeling of financial flows to low-carbon development and climate resilience, as described in Article 2.1.c of the Paris Agreement. In the case of Indonesia, this study analyzes public policies that were developed concerning renewable energy investment and energy efficiency. The policy development is supported by Global Green Growth Institute through grants mechanism in the form of technical assistance in the Sustainable Green Growth, Climate and Environment Program, and by Asian Development Bank through foreign loans mechanism in the form of policy formulation in the Sustainable and the Inclusive Energy Program. Initially, Green Growth Institute focused on the forestry sector, but through a discussion process, the Green Growth Institute gave the government of Indonesia the flexibility to finance in other sectors including in the energy sector. In the term of energy sector, Green Growth Institute plays a role in developing business models, providing financial and technical support for pre-feasibility and feasibility studies during the project design stage, including advisory and evaluation services, and helps link project proponents with financial resources and access to capital in several locations, including Central Kalimantan, East Kalimantan, and East Nusa Tenggara. In addition, the Sustainable Green Growth, Climate and Environment Program also provides investment assistance in the form of guarantees through limited liability company Sarana Multi-Infrastructure to reduce the financial risk of private companies participating in renewable energy projects. Meanwhile, in the beginning the Sustainable and the Inclusive Energy Program focuses on ratio electrification, but in its progress, the Sustainable and the Inclusive Energy Program has shifted its focus to the development of renewable energy. The difference between activities carried out under the Sustainable and the Inclusive Energy Program project is that the deliverables of this project are in the form of a legalized policy to support the implementation of renewable energy and energy efficiency projects. In contrast, the Sustainable Green Growth, Climate and Environment Program project only produce policy recommendations that are used as a background study for the RPJMN 2020 to 2024. While in the Sustainable and the Inclusive Energy Program, the formal policies produced are generally in the form of ministerial regulations. However, Sustainable Inclusive Energy Program also contributed to the preparation of presidential regulations relating to renewable energy investment and energy efficiency, namely Presidential Regulation No. 77/2018 and Presidential Regulation No. 55/2019. In the context of renewable energy investment, several conditions affect the successful implementation of SDGP and CEP. The quality of coordination between government agencies is one of the requirements. In addition, the existence of a conducive investment environment is also a supporting factor for the implementation of these two programs. Similar to renewable energy investment, several conditions also determine the success of the SDGP and CEP in the context of energy efficiency. One of condition is capital constraint. Capital constraints are caused by various factors, including the limited number of investors, an unsupportive banking system due to high project risk, and limited foreign loans. Another condition that determines the success of the SDGP and CEP is existing policies that have not been attracted investors to help implement projects related to energy efficiency. Despite the various conditions that influence the success of SDGP and CEP, both programs have driven transformative change in Indonesia. The transformation is carried out in the form of agenda setting related to renewable energy investment and energy efficiency. The two agenda settings were derived in the form of policy formulation and policy recommendations, respectively, to support the achievement of the NDC targets 29%, unconditional, and 41%, conditional.
On behalf of Climate Change Center ITB, I would like to thanks to our interview, such as Ministry of Development Planning, Ministry of Energy and Mineral Resources, Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and also to Global Green Growth Institute and State Electricity Company. Hopefully, this study can contribute in climate change in Indonesia. Thank you.